Hey friends, hope you're well. Nintendo just launched the Switch 2 and I'm excited to share my first look because it'll be replacing my original Switch that I spent so many hours with and got me through those rough times in 2020. So the Switch 2 is similar to the original Switch from 2017. It has the same portable design, detachable Joy-Con controllers, and the USB-C with headphone jack outputs are still here. But it is also a lot bigger and packs some serious upgrades like the 7.9-inch 120Hz display, updated user interface, more internal storage, and a 4K compatible dock with a LAN port. So today let's unbox it together, set it up in the lounge room, compare it to the original Switch, play some Mario Kart World, and we'll find out if the Nintendo Switch 2 is worth buying. If you're excited about this console too, drop a like and subscribe for more Switch 2 and tech content. Unboxing this in hand, the Switch 2 feels leagues better than the original Switch. The build quality is great, it's really sturdy, even the speakers immediately sound light years better too. Switching it on, there's a small software update, and then I must say the setup was a total breeze. Bring the previous Switch close and it transfers my profiles, settings, and games over within just a few minutes over Wi-Fi. Now, this Switch 2 came with the Mario Kart World bundle, and so the very first thing I did, of course, is redeem the game code in Nintendo eShop, and I'm really excited to put this console in game to the test. And wow, the first impression is that the new larger screen looks great. It's one of the highlights of the Switch 2. It's bigger, brighter, and smoother, and a lot more vibrant than the original Switch. It's really a night and day difference. Mario Kart World looks incredible on the screen, but so do previous Switch games. The screen also supports variable refresh rate and HDR, and although sadly it's not an OLED screen, it is a very solid LCD screen. In the hand, the Switch 2 feels nice and easy to hold, even though it's 100 grams heavier. I think it's a decent trade-off for the much larger screen. Docked mode now supports a full 4K resolution with inbuilt fans to keep it cool, which you can barely hear from the couch, which is a good plus. And games looked amazing at 4K HDR on this Sony G4 TV. It's amazing to finally be able to play favorite games like Mario Kart in full 4K. It's worth tweaking some of the display settings first, and while docked in 4K, the max frame rate is 60 frames per second, but you can get to 120 frames per second if you drop the resolution to 1440p. Now, the Joy-Cons are magnetic instead of sliding click mechanism, and they feel really nice to snap on and are quite secure. I love that Nintendo has added subtle interface effects when you snap the Joy-Cons on and off. It's this attention to detail that makes the Switch 2 feel more premium and a proper upgrade. So both the joystick and SLR buttons are larger and they feel a whole lot more ergonomic. They're actually quite great, and if you've watched the reveal trailer, you'll know the Joy-Cons can even slide around like a mouse. Can't wait to see how this is used in future games. They also feature Nintendo's new HD Rumble 2 and the improved haptic feedback you can totally feel. It's not quite the same as PlayStation's amazing DualSense haptics, but it is an improvement you'll notice as soon as you use the controller. What's even better is the new Switch 2 Pro controller here. It feels way better in hand, and if you're serious about any games you play on the Switch 2, you'll probably want to invest in at least one of these. So I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart World, and this game just looks incredible at the higher frame rate. I've even set it to 1440p to retain the 120 frame rate, and along with the new Switch 2 Pro controller, it is absolute pinnacle Mario Kart. Thankfully, there's backwards compatibility for physical and digital Switch games, so they'll all work on the Switch 2, and that's where the much needed internal storage upgrade comes in handy. So 256GB you get, up from 32GB. Now, Nintendo also upgraded the storage to UFS 3.1, which means faster read speeds of 2100 megabytes compared to only 300 megabytes a second on the eMMC storage of the original Switch, which should mean less loading screens and more playing. And if you need more storage on the Switch 2, there's always the micro SD express card slot for expansion. So one of the best things about the Switch is how versatile it is, handheld, tabletop, and TV mode. Using the Switch 2 portably in the hand, it feels great, and the larger buttons and joysticks are more ergonomic for adult hands, and there's less hand fatigue if you play for hours. paired with the upgraded display, and it's a treat when playing games on flights or on the train to work. In tabletop mode, the new kickstand is much better than the flimsy leg on the original Switch. It's a lot more functional and customizable when playing with friends as well, and the magnetic Joy-Con 2s are awesome for local multiplayer games. Then when docked, the new fans kick in to support that 4K HDR gaming experience, and games run smoothly at the higher resolutions with improved textures and lighting effects. Now, let me give you a quick look at what's included in this box in case you're curious. Of course, you get the Switch 2 console. I really like the new blacked out design, and the left and right Joy-Con 2 controllers. Then there's the Mario Kart World download code if you get the bundle, surprisingly an ultra high-speed HDMI cable which I believe is HDMI 2.1, the AC power adapter with USB-C cable, then you get the dock itself, the controller grip to snap the Joy-Cons onto, and that's everything you need to get started as soon as you unbox your Switch 2. So you might be wondering at this point, if the Switch 2 is worth the price tag of $450 US or 699 Australian dollars, but so far I have to say it is, especially if you're upgrading from the very first Nintendo Switch like I am. Using the Switch 2 and experiencing the 120Hz support, the 4K TV output, much better Joy-Cons and ergonomics, the extra storage, I personally think it's worth it, and plus, it's able to play my original Switch library of games. So what do you think? Will you be buying the Switch 2, and is it worth the price tag to you? Drop the code word comment Mario if you made it to the end, and be sure to turn on notifications to see my full in-depth review of the Switch 2 after I've spent some more time with it. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.